I'm not kidding when I say that you will not be the same after watching these movies. This is the best movie that has ever been made. Let me tell you why. This guy is not supposed to be leaving town. It's suddenly leaving town. His friends throw him a farewell party, and they might or might not have discovered something suspicious about him. When does it get good? It gets good around the 20-30 minute mark. Stick to it, even if it seems weird. I promise you it's worth it. Why should you watch this movie? You will be mind blown. You will never look at life the same way. You will probably think about this movie 3 or 4 years later, and you will tell your friends all about this movie. And yeah, that's it. Side note, there's a sequel to this movie which I don't recommend. The initial movie was just amazing. You don't need to watch the sequel. I don't think it does the initial movie justice. Can you watch it with your parents? Yes. Second movie, Coherence. Let's go. About a group of friends meet for a dinner party, except it's not a normal dinner party. You get the gist of the movies that I'm going with. When does it get good? It gets good around the 20-30 minute mark as before. Why should you watch it? It's intense, it will keep your attention when you're watching the movie and even after you're done watching it, and you will be mind blown. So that's a good start. Can you watch it with your family? Yes. Movie number three, let's go. Interstellar. You've probably watched this movie if you're an avid movie watcher because it's a very defining movie. Earth is almost destroyed. This astronaut goes on a journey to find out other planets where Earthlings can reside. When does it get good? From the very beginning, I think. I mean, if you stick to around 10 to 20 minutes, you're gonna get there. Why should you watch it? You know those movies where there's like a premise in the very beginning and you reach the end and you're like, holy, I should have seen that. I should have realized that. But then you don't. And then it comes to you and you're like, oh my god, I need to rewatch this movie because the pieces were just there and I couldn't place them together. This is that movie. It doesn't just make you emotional, it doesn't just make you think about life and the universe and everything that exists. It also just makes you fall in love with movies. Can you watch it with your parents? Yes. Movie number four, Predestination. This man needs to go back in time and save people from a vicious bomb attack. When does it get good? I mean, it has time travel, so from the very beginning. Why should you watch it? You will think about the movie after it's done. You will ask your friends to watch it just so you can talk about it. You would be mind blown. The pieces would all be there, and you'd be like, oh, I could not have predicted that. And yeah, it's just full of twists and turns, and it will surprise you. Can you watch it with your parents? No, I don't think so. Maybe just for like 5 seconds, but I wouldn't recommend it. Last movie for today, Triangle. This movie I cannot stop thinking about late at night when I'm just sitting and thinking about this movie. And what is it about? Five friends are on a yacht and suddenly there's a storm and mysterious weird things happen. Once there's a rescue ship that comes and just changes their entire life. When does it get good? Around the 20-30 minute mark as usual. Just stick to it and your mind will be blown. You would love this movie if you like horror, thrillers, psychological thrillers, or movies that just have like this sort of mystery about them. You will not be able to stop thinking about this movie and googling about this movie and forcing your friends to watch this movie so you can talk about it. Personally, I think about this movie sometimes late at night when it's like 6 a.m. and I'm scared and I have nothing to do. This movie just pops into my head and I'm like, oh my god, if that were true, that would be freaky. If you end up watching these movies, let me know what you think. Comment down recommendations if you have any. And let me know if you want a part two. Thanks.